Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. In this episode, the media are spreading more fake news about Trump, with Rolling Stone here saying Trump serves food to soldiers and police, complains there's none left for him. This is wild when I show you the spin here that Rolling Stone is doing. They say former President Donald Trump tried to do a charitable thing Sunday, handing out food to Texas National Guard soldiers, troopers, and others who would be working hard at the border during Thanksgiving, but he then complained that there wasn't enough food left for him. Couple things. One, he didn't try to do a charitable thing. He did do a charitable thing by giving food, again, to our Texas National Guard soldiers and troops, which you haven't seen Joe Biden do at all. The only time Joe Biden went down to the border or a bordering state was for about 3 hours, and then he went back home and took a nice little nap. But I have a clip here of Trump making the comment that they're quoting here, saying that he was complaining about not getting food. You tell me if he's complaining or if he's being lighthearted about handing out food and there not being enough left over. Let's roll it.
This room, and the food looked very good. I wanted to have some, but they didn't have any for me. We had none left. That's not good. That's what kind of a hotel you pick on, right? But that's great food. That's my kind of food too. And
Clearly a joke. Everybody's laughing. Greg Abbott is laughing. You have the gentleman on the right laughing. The entire audience is laughing because they all know it's a joke. He's happy to be there. He's happy to serve them food. He knows they're going to be working on Thanksgiving and aren't able to spend time with their family. He's not mad about not getting a freaking plate of food. He's a billionaire and can go out and get some food himself. Everybody could see what he is doing, trying to be charming to everybody that's there. Says here, Trump was in Texas to endorse Greg Abbott for re-election. In his endorsement speech later that same day, Trump referred to migrants as the enemy. So here we go again, targeting Trump, misconstruing his words and actions once again, spreading fake news like they've been doing ever since he went down the escalator. It's the same thing when Donald Trump called MS-13 these violent gang members that are willing to sacrifice and kill your entire family in front of you and put on a freaking necklace full of their teeth right around your neck after they just got done murdering them right in front of you. He called them animals and savages. MS-13 violent gang members, he called them animals and savages. He did not call migrants that. The media spun it, and now they're doing it again when he says the enemy. There is known terrorists pouring across the border. There is unknown terrorists coming across the border. That doesn't come from just Donald Trump. That comes from DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, the knucklehead. It also comes from FBI Director Christopher Wray. It also comes from a memo sent out to Border Patrol agents saying that Iran, China, and others are using that as a gateway to get into the interior of the United States and put harm upon American citizens. So to go after Donald Trump for saying the enemy, referring to migrants, is disingenuous and it's wrong, but should we expect anything less from the media? No, not at all. They're ramping up going against Donald Trump because 2024 is coming up, folks. We got to call them out for their ish, and Bald Brad Show is going to be here every step of the way. Hit that like and subscribe button so we have your full support. He said this, "We need a president who's going to secure the border," Abbott said of Trump. Both Abbott and Trump are virtually opposed to migrants coming across the U.S. southern border and have used ugly racist rhetoric to push their views. Notice they say migrants are not illegal immigrants. Trump, Abbott, most Republicans and conservatives across the board, probably 99%, are for legal immigration, not illegal immigration. There's a lot of people that want to have a good life. We understand there's people that are struggling in the southern hemisphere that want to come here for a good life as well. But there's a lot of people, millions of people, that are trying to do it the right way, and you don't just get to cut the line because you want to have a better life. Easier said for me than done for others, and I fully recognize that because I live in the greatest country on earth. The left don't think so, but I understand the privilege that I have, that I am so blessed to be living in the United States of America, the best country God has ever created. And I understand a lot of people want to come here, but there's a process of doing so, and I do think we should fix that process. But what the media here is doing by saying it's racist rhetoric to push those kind of views is astonishing to me. Abbott has started a program that buses migrants to Texas to Democratic-led cities such as New York and Washington, D.C., which they can't even handle a few thousand migrants, but they expect Texas and Arizona from Greg Abbott and Doug Ducey to sit there and handle 6,000 to 10,000 per day. Chicago couldn't even handle, no joke, 19,000 in a year and a half, and that these people are going back to their home country because it's such a dilapidated area and they don't have the resources for them. Trump has promised to even be more racist and anti-immigrant than he was in his first time in office. What an insane statement. Trump has promised to be even more racist and anti-immigrant than he was his first time in office is insane because Trump never said that. He said he wants migrants to submit to ideological screening before they are allowed to enter the country and has vowed to bring back and expand his ban on Muslims entering the country. So here we go again, pushing this false narrative, this this fake news across the board once again, and it's only going to ramp up, and we need to be aware of it. The ideological screening, in a nutshell, is basically the test that we're already giving those that are coming legally, and there's a huge conversation that should be had and needs to be had about people coming in that want to assimilate to our creed and ideology of this great nation, because if they don't do so, then that false ideology that doesn't mimic the ideology of America is what's going to ultimately change the social fabric, the milieu of this country that we've created over time. Went from, a few bad things early on. We had slavery, of course, but we eradicated that. Things can change, but we need to have people that want to come and assimilate to our country, that want to follow the U.S. Constitution, wants to follow our laws and regulations and stuff that are on the books by doing this ideological screening. That's what he's referring to. But again, the media is going to spin it, and they're going to keep doing it, folks. They've been doing it for a while. Donald Trump literally drank a glass of water with his hand shaking when he was president, and the media were calling for a 25th Amendment because he's not fit to hold office because of some medical issue. It's insane. Joe Biden fights with a teleprompter, fumbles through his words, hits a golf ball backwards, falls up a flight of stairs multiple times, gets lost, doesn't know who his wife is, doesn't know who his generals are, calls Kamala Harris president, calls Barack Obama president, although while Joe Biden himself is president, he doesn't know how to get to the Oval Office. He's constantly getting lost on stage. It's insane. That is the conversation that the media should be having. But no, they're going to go after Donald Trump for caring about our borders because you have massive fentanyl coming through. You got billion-dollar industry created by Joe Biden, the Democrat Party, with human smuggling and sex trafficking taking place down there. But we don't want to have those conversations. It's just easier to call Donald Trump and the Republican Party racist and bigots. Quote, "I will implement strong ideological screening of all immigrants," Trump said in a speech last month. "If you hate America, if you want to abolish Israel, if you don't like our religion," which a lot of them don't, "if you sympathize with jihadists, then we don't want you in our country and you're not getting in." But the media is going to support that, or rather, they're going to support their statement with construing and ultimately twisting Donald Trump's words here and making it seem like he's talking about all immigrants. We know who he's talking about. He's talking about the terrorists. He's talking about the violent gang members. He's talking about those that don't want to assimilate into the creed and the ideology of this great nation. And they're going to do everything they can to spin it on this great man. And you're going to sadly have Americans, a lot of them, believe in this foolishness coming here from, who the hell is this again? I can't remember. Rolling Stone. I mean, we're on Yahoo, but it's Rolling Stone. Trump also promised to end birthright citizenship, a right guaranteed by the 14th Amendment for children of undocumented immigrants. There is a conversation to be had here that does the 14th Amendment truly apply to birthright citizenship? It's gone both ways, and I think there's a strong argument for both. I'm not going to debate either because I'm not intellectually there to be able to do that. But that's what they're targeting right now, is saying, well, Trump's going against the Constitution, but at the same time, he's saying, well, we shouldn't allow people to come in that want to go against the Constitution. In a nutshell, that's what they're pushing. "As part of my plan to secure the border on day one, I will sign an executive order making clear to federal agencies that under the correct interpretation of the law, going forward, the future children of illegal aliens will not receive automatic citizenship," Trump said in a campaign video released in May. He said other things in the past, but like I said, he's saying and reiterating similar things from his 2016 campaign. They don't like it. It goes against their agenda of just having mass amount of people pouring across the border that we don't know who the heck they are. They're for open borders. And by they, I'm talking about the Democrat Party, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Ilhan Omar, the squad, as well as these leftist media outlets. And it's sad because you actually have sleeper cell terrorists in this nation present time, again, coming from the FBI, coming from the executive branch, coming from DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, coming from the Border Patrol, coming from ex-Border Patrol, coming from Secret Service agents. Like, everybody knows there's sleeper cells in our country present time because Joe Biden, the Democrat Party, think it's okay to have open borders. This is how you end a country. This is how you destroy a country from the inside out, and the Democrat Party is all part of it. And what the game plan is I don't think they necessarily think they're destroying this country from the inside out. I think they're doing it because they want votes. They know that a lot of these immigrants, once they get amnesty, are going to convert to the Democrat Party and vote Democrat their entire lives because they feel like they owe the Democrat Party something. And we know statistically that migrants, whether legal or illegal, their first vote when they become a citizen or they're eligible to vote, that they will vote Democrat their first time. And by the way, the reason why I phrased it that way was because you have places like New York City where we saw House Speaker Johnson go up against Jerry Nadler and freaking call them out for the fact that they want illegal immigrants to be able to vote in their localities is insane. And Jerry Nadler's like, oh, well, that's not true. That's not true. Then he spun it that they were able to vote on municipal kind of policies and things like that, which is insane because they're not citizens. He said last month, told far-right website The National Pulse that immigration is a very sad thing for our country. It's poisoning the blood of our country. Again, totally taken out of context there. If you actually listen to the whole thing, he's once again talking about these people that have an ideology to destroy this country and hurt Americans, like, for example, terrorists, violent gang members like MS-13, these smugglers, these drug lords pouring fentanyl and stuff across our country. So not only talking about literally poisoning the blood of our country through drugs, but he's also talking about poisoning the ideology of our great nation and taking what is great and trying to destroy it with the ideology that people are bringing in. The Biden campaign responded to Trump's racist and xenophobic plans in a statement from campaign spokesperson earlier this month. Quote, mass detention camps, attempts to deny children born here citizenship, uprooting families with mass deportations. This is horrifying reality that awaits the American people if Donald Trump is allowed anywhere near the Oval Office again. These extreme, racist, cruel policies dreamed up by him and his henchman, Stephen Miller, are meant to stoke fear and divide us, betting a scared and divided nation into how he wins his election. It's so mind-blowing that while literally Joe Biden is deporting 250,000 people because he's already let in over 8 million, that it's wrong when Donald Trump does it, and it's considered extreme, racist, and cruel with those policies. But when Joe Biden does the exact same thing and actually has deported more people than Donald Trump and instituted Donald Trump's policies back in place, but they won't admit it, they just call it a policy itself that they re-implemented it, that's not extreme, racist, and cruel. It's so wild. The double standard and the fake news and the spinning that they're already doing. And as I mentioned, with 2024, folks, it's going to get way worse, but we're going to be here for every step of the way. We would love your support. There's a join tab over here. Become a true American patriot yourself. If you don't want to join us, just you watching, hitting that like and subscribe button, leave us a comment down below, is doing sufficient work. It's doing yeoman's work in helping us grow and spreading, hopefully, the truth, true news, and calling out these knuckleheads for spreading false lies against Mr. 45, the greatest president we've ever seen, folks. As always, hit the like and subscribe button, leave us a comment down below, share this link with your friends and family all over social media, and I'll see you tomorrow here on The Paul Brad Show.